It'll be Duren and Anthony Mason jumping. And we are underway from beautiful FedEx Forum. The Tigers with the basketball. Bates, and he gets pushed right out of the gate by Chancellor Wright, who commits the foul. He knew that Bates was going to go in there for the dunk, and he commits the personal foul just 5 seconds into the game. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Tigers. Alex Lomax, Lester Quinones, Emoni Bates with his first start. And also, you got DeAndre Williams and Jalen Duren. Your starters for Lane College, we mentioned Tyron Davis, their point guard. Also, Kelvin Allen Jr., Chancellor Wright, who committed that foul, Nikc Merriweather, and Anthony Mason. And there's more than just Tyron Davis as a connection from Memphis for this Lane College Dragons team.
Got all kind of Mitchell alums on that team. Also got Lorenzen Wright's younger brother.
Nikc Merriweather.
Nikc Merriweather, yep.
A little bit of pressure from the Tigers. Now they back off it as Bates hits the first 2 free throws and a 2-0 lead for Memphis.
A little pressure by Memphis, run and jump. Man-to-man. That's big.
That's right. Or make that Kelvin Allen with the triple.
Another University of Memphis connection. His father played here years ago.
We talked about Tyron Davis, also Nikc Merriweather won a state championship in basketball at Mitchell High. Kelvin Allen won a state basketball championship at Olive Branch in Mississippi. That one's knocked out of bounds. Good hustle there by the Dragons.
Last night at practice, this is exactly what Andre Turner and his coaching staff was trying to employ to his team. Really come out and attack Memphis defensively. Don't be afraid. Don't back down. And early on, they've come out very, very aggressive. Man-to-man initially for Lane.
Quinones drive, and he's hammered. They're going to say no foul, went out of bounds off of Lane. So instead of a foul, let's say good defense by Chancellor Wright. Penny Hardaway talks about this team being positionless.
Yeah, may have gotten away with something. Couldn't tell exactly, but they're not going to concede anything. That's something else that Andre was really talking to his players. Don't concede anything. We're going to come in here. We're going to give it our best shot. We're not worried about anything. We're going to go out here with our heads held high, and that's effort and energy. So early on, has to be pleased.
They didn't concede anything there as Nikc Merriweather commits the foul as DeAndre Williams was trying to drive the paint. Quinones from 3, no, he missed his first. He made his first 3 last week against Lemoyne-Owen. Great hustle by both teams, and the Dragons come up with it. And great hustle from behind by Quinones. Boy, Quinones has just turned himself into a well-rounded player, and we have an injury in the backcourt.
I believe that's DeAndre Williams.
It is DeAndre Williams.
And this is one thing you are a little concerned about, any kind of injuries.
Chris Simmons, the head trainer, will make his way out to look at DeAndre Williams. In the meantime, we'll tell you the officials for today's game. Don Daly is the crew chief. The referees are Jason Baker and Matt Jarman.
It's okay.
And that's DeAndre Williams. He is going to find himself on the floor so many times within a game. He is Mr. Hustle.
That's absolutely right. But I'm really going to be interested in seeing how Quinones plays, because I think he's very important glue-wise, keeping this team together. He does a lot of things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet. I mean, he's a very talented player, don't get me wrong, but he does a lot of things to keep things together. That play, effort, hustle, knocked it away. Didn't concede anything, hustle back down. So I think he's going to be very important to this year's editions of the Tigers.
First substitution made by Penny Hardaway is the 6'8 freshman Josh Minott, who replaces DeAndre Williams. And now a foul's going to be called against Jalen Duren. That'll be the first against the Tigers.
This pace and this physical play is something I think that Memphis is going to see all season long. They're going to see a lot of teams really try to challenge him. Nice look.
Pretty jumper by Anthony Mason from the wing over Jalen Duren. Played a couple of seasons in D1 basketball at Florida International before transferring to Lane.
Andre Turner feels like he's got a professional opportunity ahead of him, maybe overseas, but he feels he can play professionally somewhere when his playing days here in college are over.
Lomax for Duren. And Duren may have had it altered, and there he had a block, but a foul committed by Lane, and Duren will go to the free throw line. I want to get back to positionless basketball. Talked to Penny earlier today about that. You have Lomax, you have Bates, and you have Quinones, and it's easy to look at it and go, well, Lomax is the point. No, they're all capable of playing that point guard position all out on the floor at the same time.
Well, that's also a nice way to make sure a lot of guys get different minutes. So depending on the situation, if you're not defined, there's opportunities elsewhere to get in the game.
Duren knocks down the first, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, 4 turnovers in last Sunday's win over Lemoyne-Owen College.
Again, you can see how the defense collapsed on Duren. He's going to have to get a little stronger and a little quicker with being ready to go up. But he is so talented. He had an impressive play Friday's practice that everybody your jaw just dropped. So you can see the potential.
Allen skies for the rebound off the missed free throw. Tigers' first miss. Lead is 5-3 for Lane as we approach 2 minutes played on this Sunday afternoon here in Memphis.
And you will have to play solid man-to-man defense for Penny Hardaway's club this year to get on the floor. They have spent a lot of time in practice Friday really stressing defense.
Allen made his first. That was a long one, missed his second. Minott short. Lomax gets the loose ball. Memphis retains possession. Duren, he has that shot, and he pulls up over Anthony Mason. That's one of the big differences between Musa Cisse last year and Jalen Duren as far as their offensive game is concerned.
That's also where Rasheed Wallace, listen to what he has to say. You pay close attention to an NBA player of his caliber talking to you, and that's a huge advantage that you've got on the Tigers coaching staff.
Dragons turn it over for the first time as Penny goes to his bench. John Camden will check in. Earl Timberlake, the transfer from the University of Miami, and Jayden Hardaway, Penny's son, all in the game for Memphis. They join Jalen Duren and Josh Minott.
Almost like a shift change in the NHL.
He has that many players.
He does.
Hardaway off. Offensive rebound. Minott can't get it to fall. That foul will be called against Timberlake. It looked like Allen lost control of the ball as he went up for the layup.
He absolutely did.
Second team foul against Memphis. First against Timberlake, and to the free throw line is Kelvin Allen. Again, as I mentioned, out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, won a state championship. Played at Rogers State before transferring to Lane.
Yeah, almost you can see where Timberlake just a little late there. But Andre Turner has to be pleased. His troops have come out attacking, not backing down.
Allen's got 5 of the Dragons' 7, and they lead it by 2 as we approach 17 to play in the first half.
Lane will also use some zone against Memphis as needed.
Duren gets hacked, puts it up, count it, and he draws the foul. A three-point opportunity for Jalen Duren.
Tremendous advantage when you've got a player of his height and skill ability inside. Good recognition by Memphis, getting the ball inside to Duren. Chance for the and one.
Chancellor Wright committing the foul. And that'll be 2 personals now against Chancellor Wright. So another free throw for Duren. And it gets the kind roll. 6 now for Jalen Duren to lead the way. Tigers
will try to trap out of this when they can.
So Hardaway, Timberlake, Camden, Duren, and Minott on the floor for Memphis. Coach Andre Turner has yet to go to his bench. Starters still out there. 6 on the shot clock. Runners too long by Davis, or by Allen, I should say, and then the putback and another foul by Memphis. That's going to go against Duren, I believe. And that's the second now against Jalen Duren. We may see an early visit off the bench from Malcolm Dandridge, who started last Sunday, although no indication yet. It looks like DeAndre Williams, though, is okay, as he's going to check in at the next stoppage.
Duren, the only initial starter for Memphis that's still on the floor from the tip.
So here's Tyron Davis. Played a season at Fisk before transferring to Lane. In and out in the first one. I'll get another try. So Williams checks in, as does Landers Nolley.
Again, action inside. Davis gets the kind of a lazy foul there by Duren. He's got to learn just to go straight up and not get anywhere near somebody creating contact.
One more for Davis. Gets the kind bounce there, and we are tied at 8. So Landers Nolley makes his debut. Did not play last Sunday. Coming off a tremendous year. He's 21-22 preseason All-AAC first-teamer. Led the Tigers in three-point shooting last year and scoring.
Lane doing a lot of trapping as well. Very aggressive. Tigers may be able to pass the ball more than dribble against this.
They double, they triple actually Williams. 5 on the shot clock. Timberlake gets free and lays it in. I'm surprised they didn't call Jayden on a charge there.
Tigers quickly into full court pressure again.
Tigers up 10-8. Davis winning a 2016 state
nice
title.
Job. Very well executed that time.
Anthony Mason, the big guy, goes in. And once again, Lane has the lead. But it was Nikc Merriweather, the little brother of the late Lorenzen Wright and Tyron Davis, who won state titles in 2016 at Mitchell High. Camden off the mark. One and done for Memphis. Good job by Lane going hard to the boards.
Well, if you know anything about Andre Turner, he's just not going to concede anything. Everybody said he was too small. Ended up having a great career. Led the Tigers along with Keith Lee and company to a Final Four in 1985. Great professional career. Spent a lot of time overseas. 20-plus years in the professional ranks.
Tigers struggling out of the gate. 3 of 10 from the field. Meanwhile, 60% shooting for Lane College, and we are tied at 10. So far, it's been a treat for Lane College on this Halloween Sunday. They are tied with the 12th ranked team in Division I basketball, the Memphis Tigers, at 10 apiece. There is so much love for Andre Turner from Penny Hardaway as Andre takes over the Lane College basketball program. This was early September, and Penny, out of his own pocket, presents the Dragon Club, the athletic fundraising arm for Lane, with a check for $50,000. They know how important it is to be backed financially to keep an athletic program afloat, and Andre obviously very appreciative of that.
Yeah, nice to see Penny Hardaway do that classy move. Andre still looks like he can play, which is very disturbing for me to see that. He has not lost anything, but very impressed with his club and the efforts so far that they've made here in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Offensive foul, Anthony Mason.
Smart move by DeAndre Williams. Established guarding position and was not afraid to take the contact.
That'll be the 5th against Lane, 1st against Anthony Mason.
Tigers with 3 returning starters, sometimes 4 if you talk about Lomax. Again, nice job. DeAndre, good defense and willing to take the punishment. But Memphis has some experience as well.
Camden for 3, back iron, no. And there's Bates with his long length getting the offensive rebound, second chance opportunity.
Zone look now for Lane.
Timberlake goes right down the...
Timberlake goes what you're not supposed to against the zone, goes right down, straight line right to the basket.
Well, he saw the opening and he seized the opportunity. Now full court pressure by the Tigers, and we got a foul, and that'll be called against Emoni Bates.
That is a Stubblefield. I think they may have called
it on Stubblefield,
yeah.
Yes.
Memphis will put a lot of pressure. They will continue to do so as Lane gets into their substitutes. Look for Memphis to really pick it up, intensity-wise.
Malcolm Dandridge is checked in for Memphis as Nolley misses the little jumper. The rebound by Nolley. So good effort there by the Tigers. Bates unable to knock down the long one. There's Williams stripping it.
A lot of time spent just avoiding the pressure in the backcourt. Almost a 10-second situation. Tigers come up with a steal.
Williams thought about it.
Nice.
Great
good decision.
There's a foul from behind, but a great feed from Timberlake to Malcolm Dandridge. I mentioned Malcolm Dandridge coming off last Sunday's impressive showing against Lemoyne. He went for 18 points. He started that game, and that foul will go against Allen, make it Mason.
Yeah, good recognition by Timberlake to see an open teammate in Malcolm Dandridge in. Dandridge with the foul. Good to see that knee injury that he had early in his career. Looks like he is well past that now, and he can have some very, very important and valuable contributions to this year's edition of the Tigers.
One more for Malcolm Dandridge. misses both. So an empty trip for the Tigers, who are now 4 of 7 from the free throw line. They forced 31 turnovers against Lemoyne-Owen College, and now starting to pick up their intensity. 4 turnovers for the Dragons.
Memphis really pushing Lane further out where they want to start their offense.
Some changes for Lane we'll get to in just a moment.
When you've got the depth that Memphis does, you can employ a lot of high-pressure defense.
3 on the shot clock now. That's Silvers, and they're going to have a shot clock violation. Nowhere to go. Great defense by Memphis.
Now that's a great example of team defense. You got 5 guys individually having to guard their guys, but collectively comes up well. Very, very good stance defensively for Memphis that trip.
Tigers forcing a 5th turnover. Justin Silvers in the game. Where's number 35, 6'8" junior out of Cleveland, Ohio. Mentioned DJ Stubblefield, the freshman guard from Kansas, and DeAndre Williams drains the 3. Williams can do everything on the court.
Yep, Williams, a preseason second-team All-AAC member. And Memphis can play 10, 11, 12 guys and not a tremendous drop-off. So you can really employ this pressure, run and jump type, trapping man-to-man defense. They can run the floor, you know, when they need to. Got a lot of athleticism on this group.
Bates commits the foul. That's his first, 4th against the Tigers. Lane already over the limit with 7 as Tyron Davis back in the game along with Nikc Merriweather. Pull up in the lane off the window, off the mark by Allen, and here comes Memphis. Tigers by 5, 15-10. Bates pulls up inside the arc, and he knocks it down. That's the first basket for Emoni Bates to go along with a couple of free throws. He has 4, and the Tigers have their largest lead at 7. They're on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes.
Near steal.
The numbers for Lane, and boy, oh boy, I don't think a guy 12 foot tall could have caught that one as Tyron Davis makes the errant entry pass on the alley-oop attempt.
But the one thing Davis and Lane did very good on that possession was once you break the pressure, attack. They didn't break it and stop. Once you get past that defense, go ahead and attack. That'll slow you down. Nolley with a nice basket from the wing.
Yeah, great recognition there by Alex Lomax with the pass.
Memphis' depth really starting to cause some problems now. They're relentless in their pressure defense. Again, that's one of the things they're looking for this year.
Quinones nearly got the steal.
10
It'll be a
10-second
violation, a half-court violation against the Dragons. So the Tigers really starting to ratchet up the defense.
Well, again, when you can go 10, 11 deep and there's no drop-off in terms of the defensive intensity, you just don't get a break. Lane doesn't have as many substitutes they can go to, so the pressure is just relentless.
Jonathan Lawson is dressed out. We may see it, we may not, according to Penny Hardaway, as Nolley hits his 2nd straight bucket. We know Chandler Lawson and the walk-on Nikc Merriweather are not dressed out for this game. But like you said, John, even with that, even missing a couple of guys, they are so deep. There's an alley-oop pass, again, too tall. Calvin Allen tried to get it to Anthony Mason. Another turnover for the Dragons. And Memphis turns it right back over.
Little fancy.
A little ragged right now.
Yeah, a little fancy. Good job by Nolley. Good hustle there.
What a good effort. Tigers should have the numbers here. 3 on 2. Lester, all time in the world to knock down the corner 3 and a timeout called.
Not yet. I thought he was going to go to one.
Oh, okay.
Yep, my bad. That's a big run by Memphis. It's 10-10. Now the Tigers with a 14-point lead.
Dandridge knocks it away. And a nice jumper there by Marion.
Good answer and needed, desperately needed for Lane.
Get Marion, who played for Andre Turner, won a state title in 2016, the youngest brother of the late, great Lorenzen Wright. Dandridge off the great feed from Quinones, no. And we got a timeout on the floor here at FedEx Forum with 10:46 to play. The Tigers on a 14-2 run over the last 3:52, and they lead it by 12. Tigers have turned up the D. They have forced 8 turnovers over the last 5 minutes, and they now are doubling up the Dragons 24-12. We've talked about this all-star caliber coaching staff that Penny Hardaway has assembled, and you don't get any bigger than Larry Brown.
So impressive. Again, the Hall of Fame coach Interesting that my father, when he was at Duke, played against Larry Brown when he was at Carolina. Dad played for Vic Bubas, and at the time, Larry Brown playing for Frank McGuire. Dean Smith was an assistant at that time.
What's interesting, we know how good the Tigers' defense has been under Penny Hardaway. You add a Rasheed Wallace. There's a lot of new guys learning the system, but boy, you got to think that they're once again going to be one of the better defensive teams in the entire nation.
Well, Penny, before the additions to the coaching staff, always has talked about wanting to be relentless defensively, and that's important. Nice job by Quinones. And again, on nights where your offense struggles, if you play good, tenacious defense, you're always going to have an opportunity to win a ball game. Most coaches will tell you that. Offense kind of comes and goes, but defense should be a common denominator. And that's something that's going to have to be a constant if you want to play for Penny Hardaway and company this year.
Tigers can come at you with waves of different players, which is tough for a roster of Lane's caliber. They're missing 3 players that are not going to be suited up today, including Max Bell from Venezuela, who Andre Turner loves. He thinks he can be a real good producer for him.
Just looking for, he's an international player, just looking for all the stuff, that information to get there so he's eligible. But you're right, expect some big things from him in terms of contribution.
Good move by Dandridge. Davis actually commits the foul. And to the free throw line will be Malcolm. 8 fouls now for Lane, so the Tigers in the bonus. Also, Quinton Hunt is not going to play today, and Rodarius Washington, so it limits Andre Turner's depth a bit. Dandridge 0 for 2, now 1 for 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and inside, Dandridge knows what to do. Maybe a couple of fouls before one was called. Lane's just not going to concede anything. If you put that ball on the deck, you're going to get the attention of a couple players in the general area.
Chancellor Wright checks back in for Lane, and there's Jalen Duren back in the game for the Tigers. 6 points already. More pressure for Memphis. Good job that time by the Dragons to break the pressure. Off bounce runner by Davis off the mark. Out of bounds off Lane. Memphis basketball with 10:06 to play in the first half. Tigers will open up the regular season a week from Tuesday against Tennessee Tech right here at FedEx Forum. We'll have the game for you right here on ESPN+. People forget that Quinones shot 40% from 3 last season and continues to work on that part of the game. And they have a number of guys who can shoot the ball from the outside, which will make the Tigers even that much more dangerous from the outside. And that's an offensive foul as Silvers was out of control.
Once again, Quinones, right where he's supposed to be, doesn't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but took away a possession. He's just willing to do whatever is asked of him in terms of his contribution.
Well, we will see Jonathan Lawson, the freshman.
And there's Quinones, not afraid to take the Silvers charge, does so.
Another one of those hard-nosed players that the Tigers have, DeAndre Williams, Quinones. They're willing, Alex Lomax, who has the ball, they're willing to do anything it takes. And that'll be out of bounds. No foul called. Good defense there by Chancellor Wright. But I mentioned Jonathan Lawson checking in, the 6'6", 185-pounder.
Looks like Chancellor Wright may have had a lot of ball. Couldn't quite tell from that angle. Alex Lomax obviously felt a little differently, but the Tigers still retain possession. All 7 players that have played for Lane have committed fouls. A couple of them multiple. There's Tyler Harris, who's back at Memphis. He checks in, and that'll be an offensive foul on Harris as he was guarded by Tyron Davis. That's Duren, actually. Oh, on the pick, on the screen. Okay. I was wondering what it does. Yeah, and the rule is, if you're the screener, let the guy that's rubbing off of you, let him worry about moving around. You sit there and stay stationary. He didn't do that time. That's why he picked up the foul. 5 against Memphis now. I didn't even see Duren in the picture there. I thought they were calling Harris on something. Good defense by Alex Lomax, who swats it out of bounds. 15 on the shot clock for Lane. 9:02 to go in the first half. And DeAndre Williams will check back in, giving Jalen Duren a blow. So it's DeAndre Williams, Jonathan Lawson, Lester Quinones, Tyler Harris, and Alex Lomax on the floor for Memphis.
Mentioned with Harris, played at Memphis, transferred to Iowa State, still holds the Tigers' freshman record for threes with 79. That's another guy. One on the shot clock. And that'll be a shot clock violation. Davis needs to recognize that and get that shot off in time.
Well, Lane spent most of the time trying to evade the Tiger defense. Never got into any offensive set at any point in that possession. Again, tremendous defense that time by Memphis.
Lane had committed 1 turnover in the first 5 minutes of this game. They are now up to 14 turnovers. It's like Penny just turns on a switch with the defensive intensity. Great lead from Harris to Williams, and he blew the bunny. Now a break for Wright. And Wright will lay it in down at the other end. Wow.
Tigers didn't rotate back, and that time Lane took advantage of the breakout.
Harris, top of the key for 3. Got his own rebound. Second chance opportunity now for the Tigers. Just 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. Lomax will throw one up. That won't go. Tigers shot the ball really well from outside last Sunday in their exhibition opener against Lemoyne Owen College. Mason off the mark. Tigers have missed their last 6 shots. We got a whistle before the shot by Jonathan Lawson. And that's going to go against Lane with 7:50 remaining in the first half. The Tigers leading it by 12. Welcome back to FedEx Forum. The Tigers lead the Dragons of Lane 26-14. The largest lead for Memphis in the first half has been 14, but they really haven't shot the ball well. Just 36% from the field, 20% from distance. The last foul committed before the break was Justin Silver, who is his 3rd foul in the first half. Tigers are in the double bonus. John, they were throwing out candy during the break, which is apropos for it being Halloween. What is your favorite candy?
Like Heath bars.
You're a Heath bar
like
guy.
Snickers, like Payday. Do I have to really limit it to one?
Well, I asked you for your favorite, not your favorites.
Well, I have favorites. That's one of the problems, many problems in the eating category that I have.
You have a sweet tooth?
Several.
I'm kind of partial to the Kit Kat. Here's DeAndre Williams at the free throw line.
Great day there. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful evening for Halloween here in the Memphis area.
Williams unable to knock down the first. He has a triple so far in this game. Memphis now from the free throw line. Just 6 of 10. One more for Williams. But what a difference Williams made when he was eligible to play for the Tigers last season on December 16th. Memphis went 16-5 after that, of course, went on to win the NIT title.
Experience and toughness were welcome additions to last year's Tiger program under Penny Hardaway, and also welcome again this year.
More pressure from Memphis, and Lane barely got it over the half-court stripe, and then an errant throw, and that'll be turnover number 15 for the Dragons.
The uncle just looked at the nephew with, hey, that's enough of that. Non-verbal communication from Andre Turner to Tara Davis.
Well, you could talk about Andre, because I wasn't in Memphis at the time, 13 on the shot clock, but I kept hearing that Andre, when he started his collegiate career out of Mitchell, had a great prep career. They called him Andre Turnover. He struggled in that first year and then went on to become just an amazing point guard. That'll be a turnover on Memphis.
Well, Andre adapted. Again, you come out being a scorer, and now you're asked to be a point guard. They're different, different skill sets. Otis Jackson, before him, did the same thing. He was a tremendous scorer and really became a great point guard his senior year, which was Keith Lee's freshman season. And the Tigers really took off. But Andre did a great job of changing. He was a good scorer, don't get me wrong, but became a very, very good and accomplished point guard.
Lane's having trouble getting at the half-court stripe. They're struggling with their offense. Lawson behind the arc, well off the mark on that three-point attempt. One and done for the Tigers.
Some things don't change in era. You come out of high school, you're a great player at that level. Your role may not be the same in college, and sometimes it takes players a while to understand that and then be willing to adjust.
Williams, 2 blocks right there on Silver, who thought he got fouled maybe on the first one, but
too much there.
DeAndre Williams.
Max, a little fancy there, and that's just a ragged exchange by Memphis.
That'll be the 6th turnover against the Tigers. Penny Hardaway will go to the bench again. Here comes Landers Nolley and Josh Minott. Nolley, of course, or Nolley rather, transferred from Virginia Tech. And last year at Memphis was tremendous. Led the team in scoring, in minutes, and three-point shooting, and free throw shooting. Named to the 2021 first team All-AAC. And
I'm watching Larry Brown and Penny Hardaway. They have the same expression on their face. They're both frustrated with just kind of the lackadaisical approach here at different moments in this game. It's interesting. When Penny first got the job, I asked him which coach he really had a tremendous influence on, and he mentioned Larry Brown almost immediately, one of the first two coaches that he mentioned.
Kelvin Allen, nice take on the baseline. Hits the floater. He has 7 of the 16 Dragons points. Well, he wanted Larry Brown on his staff as soon as he took over. Earl Timberlake back in the game. Little trouble with the dribble. Oh, great feed from Landers Nolley to Josh Minott, and he dunks it down, and then a little confrontation with Kelvin Allen after the dunk. First points for Minott, and boy, big things are expected from Josh Minott out of Boca Raton, Florida. There's another errant alley-oop pass from Tyron Davis, just trying to do a little bit too much.
Again, nice recognition. Minott, the recipient. Just a little extra contact, no big deal. But good half-court execution by Memphis, getting an easy basket. Memphis' depth is just going to be too much of a problem for Lane in this game.
Emoni Bates with the basketball back in the game. Joins Earl Timberlake, Josh Minott, Landers Nolley III, and Jonathan Lawson on the floor. And Bates, an offensive foul called against him. And Penny is also experimenting. He's trying different combinations.
Absolutely. This is a dress rehearsal. Again, you're looking for combinations. You're looking for pieces. Who fits well in what situation. You get to do it here in a dress rehearsal. Bates runs over Davis that time.
Very interesting with Lane's defense. They've been playing mostly man, but as soon as they have somebody trying to go to the lane, they double and triple. They converge, right.
Yeah,
I like it.
Do a very good job, very active.
Nearly a foul from behind by Lawson. Instead, it's Kelvin Allen dribbling it off his leg and out of bounds.
Now, that's an example of not beating the pressure once you pass the initial. That time, Allen did not do it, and the defense was allowed to catch up, and the problem occurred.
It's almost like he was trying to get a foul from behind, yes, instead of going over the stripe. Lawson, no. Offensive rebound by Minott. Oh, lays it in over 2 defenders with his left hand.
That is a nice resume to get some more time. Tough in traffic and used his offhand.
Tigers by 15. This is their largest lead with 4.5 to play in the first half. You'll want to stick around at halftime because we're going to bring you the sights and sounds, in case you missed it, of the Larry Finch statue unveiling on Thursday. It was quite the day. A couple of chances there for the Dragons, and the rebound by Lawson.
They've gotten away with travel there.
He did.
Did get away totally, yeah, just turned it over.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for the pass.
Unselfish, but probably not the right selection.
8 turns for the Tigers in the first half. They forced 17. They have scored 16 points off those 17 turnovers. 9 on the shot clock for Lane. Right for 3. Got a good look, missed the shot. Dragons are 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, and a foul committed by Lane. And free throws for the Tigers. That one will go against Kelvin Allen. That will be Allen's second. So the Tigers will shoot free throws when we return. Tigers have held Lane to just 38% shooting, but only 38% for themselves. They lead by 15, but last Sunday against Lemoyne Owen, the Tigers shot 56% in the first half, 61% in the second half. They scored 58 and then 47 for 105 total. So offensively, some issues here in the first 20, but defensively, the Tigers forcing turnovers and doing what they do well.
Well, again, your point is exactly what coaches talk about, why you want your defense to be successful. Last week, 50-plus points. This Sunday a little bit different because they're playing such good defense and really causing a lot of problems. I mean, they've forced 17 turnovers for Lane so far. They're clearly in control of the game. And as the season unfolds, they get into conference play, and particularly some of the big non-conference games they've got in December. That defense will be very, very critical for it to be consistent and played well.
Landers Nolley II makes the first of 2 free throws. And he's unable to knock down the second. So 5 on the game for Nolley. The lead for the Tigers is 16. And again, more pressure.
Pick it up. You're asking for trouble.
Timberlake gets the steal to Nolley and the bunny. An easy 2 for Memphis off the defense.
Yeah, you cannot pick your dribble up in front of that double team. And you also don't want to get in the corner. Another turnover, stepped on the baseline. Davis. That time Davis got in the corner, coffin corner, which is basically 2 additional defenders at the baseline, the sideline, plus the 2 that are facing you. That's almost an impossible task to get away from.
That's when you got to call a timeout, right? You're double teamed right there on the sideline. You have nowhere to go. Got to use that timeout. Malcolm Dandridge checks back in for Memphis. He'll inbound the basketball.
But again, I see a lot of good things for Lane, particularly when they get into their conference play.
Nolley step back off window, no, and the rebound by Anthony Mason. Lane's done a pretty good job on the boards. They're being out-rebounded by 3, 17-14. They just can't knock down a shot, and then finally they do.
Nice job inside by Marion.
Big guy played 2 seasons at Claflin University before transferring to Lane. Under 3 to play. Nolley got bumped before the shot, but they're in the bonus. And that'll go against Chandler Wright. I mentioned again, stick around at halftime. We'll have the first half numbers, the first half highlights, but we'll also show you the Larry Finch statue unveiling.
Good job by Nolley. Go ahead and throwing the ball up, trying to get a shooting foul, but as you mentioned, already in the bonus, so he'll have a chance at the free throw line.
Nolley with 7 leads all the Tigers in scoring, and now he adds to it with 8 as Lester Quinones will check back in. He'll replace Josh Minott. For Lane, Kelvin Allen Jr., their leading scorer with 7. One more for Landers Nolley. And Landers now with 9. The Tigers with their largest lead. They're doubling up the Dragons 36-18.
Nearly another steal.
And another turnover. And again, you got to remember, this is also the first game, even though an exhibition game for Lane. Yep. They didn't play basketball last season. New coach, new system, new players. Wow, and there's a collision going into the front row, the high rent district of season ticket holders. They're going to say went out off Lester.
Coming right at you. Mentioned these are not inexpensive seats. Fortunately, they got to an area where nobody was sitting at the time.
That'll be a lot different a week from Tuesday.
Exactly. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this team play throughout the season here at the FedEx Forum.
Great work by our crew, showing you the pictures today.
Taron Davis has just had 4 or 5 different fresh defenders on him at all times in this game.
Jayden Hardaway in the game. Tried the backdoor cut, and Bates saw it. He read it the whole way. Now, Bates double team. He needs help from one of his teammates. Nobody comes back, and that's out of bounds, fortunately, off the lane for the Tigers. Bates was double teamed and was trying to tip it to somebody, but there was nobody there to help him.
That time, everybody got too interested in the transition game rather than helping out the guy in the backcourt.
Highlight reel stuff, John? Is that what you're indicating?
Yeah, again, you got 2 guys on him and nobody around. That's a lonely feeling. Been there, unfortunately, many times back in the day. That's a turnover. Yep, he had to establish himself in the front court. So that's actually a mistake on Quinones. Should never have made that pass because Bates had not gotten in the front court.
9 turnovers now against the Tigers.
Memphis a little sloppy at this point. And again, you're going to have some of that with all the different combinations and substitutions that Penny Hardaway, again, trying to find what group, what situations, what pieces fit together, when and how. And, you're going to have combinations that all of a sudden, for whatever reason, aren't clicking.
A lot of the national prognosticators have picked Memphis to win the American, but it's interesting, the coaches in the preseason poll now have Houston ahead of Memphis. Your thoughts?
Well, Kelvin Sampson, I mean, they had a great season last year, and you still have some of those pieces back. So, you know, again, until guys get out here and do it, you know, in terms of their consistency, nice job by Bates there with a three-point shot. I think coaches are still a little hesitant because you've got so many new faces.
Tigers now with a 21-point lead, and Bates hit that three over a defender. Wasn't an open shot. And then a foul committed by Dandridge. Count the bucket in the bag for Anthony Mason. He'll get a three-point opportunity.
I will say this. This team will not be a lot of fun to play if they all contribute no major injury situations in February, late in February and March. This is a tremendous talented group. Mason's going to get a job inside. Dandridge with the foul. Mason with a chance for a three-point play, but this is a tremendous assemblage of talent, raw talent that Penny Hardaway has. Now, again, the challenge is for his coaching staff is to get kids to buy into what their role needs to be. And sometimes that's the most difficult. How are you going to keep everybody happy enough with minutes? And that's a real challenge for any team that's got this kind of, you know, talent level. Not just Memphis, but this is always a challenge. That's where you really love upperclassmen. Back in the day, that's where upperclassmen always helped, you know, reinforce what the coaches wanted to do.
Timeout for Memphis, leading 39-20 with 1:26 to play before both teams head to the locker room. Once again, the Tigers with their second tune-up. They played last Sunday against Lemoyne-Owen and won that game going away. Both Lemoyne-Owen and Lane play in the same division, the West Division of the SIAC, the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Lane is from Jackson, Tennessee, right up the road, and they will play their opener November 12th and 13th. They're involved in the Crossover Classic, which will be played in Union, and that's in Jackson as well.
Well, Memphis looking to go up 2 games in the West Division in the SIAC if they win today. Chance to win 2 conference championships.
A little pressure from Lane, and now they'll back away. So Bates here running the point. Like I said, interchangeable guards for the Tigers. They call it positionless basketball. Bates will run the point at times. Lomax, Quinones. But Bates had it stripped. He thought he got fouled. Here come the Dragons. Oh, and a big-time alley-oop dunk by Nikc Merriweather.
Well, they've been working on that alley-oop most of the first half, and that time it clicked. Very nice finish by Merriweather.
Shades of his late father finishing at the rim. Under a minute to play. Memphis by 16. Dragons remain in a man-to-man defense. Oh, great screen by Dandridge. And Nolley got loose, got the feed, and hit the shot.
Well, Bates at 6'9", because of his height, can see the whole floor, and you can just see him waiting on that to finish. Excellent job. Beautiful pass by Bates, and Nolley knows how to finish in traffic.
Allen barely got that ball in on time. And now it looks like trouble again. Nolley took it away. Got it to Quinones. Tigers force another turnover. Nolley for 3. That's defense leading the offense, John.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're Lane. They had a nice little mini run to kind of get it back to a working margin, and Memphis just too explosive.
And that time a little too aggressive as they commit the foul.
Well, that's another luxury that you've got with this kind of depth. You can afford to be aggressive for most of the time out there. You can get right up into guys. Nolley from the 3. Again, the turnover leads to a direct basket by Memphis.
Nolley comes off the bench to score 14 here in the first half. He is the only player in this game in double-figure scoring. 8th team foul against the Tigers, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for Tyron Davis.
Such a luxury to have this kind of depth because you're always looking for somebody to come off the bench to give you a jump start, whether it's defensively or offensively. And Memphis will have multiple choices to do so as this season gets deeper and unfolds.
7.5 to play in the first half. That one won't go. Knocked out of bounds. Oh, it's off Williams. So Lane can work for the final shot if they'd like. 6.4 to go in the first half, trailing by 21. Chancellor Wright will throw the inbounds pass. Davis cut, but good defense by Jayden Hardaway. Knocked it out of bounds. So 5.3 remaining.
That's a good recovery by Hardaway because he was actually beaten to the basket, and he was right on Davis and would not allow an easy opportunity for him.
Williams gets the steal and very intelligently calls the timeout. I know it's a 21-point lead, but you're working on everything that you're going to see.
Situation and live ball. So 3.7 seconds. You got enough time to get a pass, and then again, good job by Williams. You mentioned smart play, calls the timeout, and now Penny Hardaway and the staff gets to draw up a play. 3.7 seconds. Now, as a player, you'll actually get to see how long 3.7 seconds is. That's enough time to catch it, dribble, power pass, and then get a decent shot. You don't have to just catch it and immediately, throw it at the basket.
That is the 23rd first half turnover by Lane.
Well, again, you're looking at just the depth of talent is just too much. Lane has not had any real chance to go deep, to give guys a breather, because they've had relentless pressure with them since the game began.
So Quinones will make the inbounds pass.
All right, let's see what Penny Hardaway and his staff, what they came up with. Didn't have anything, so they'll just throw it in there.
1 second for Hardaway, pulls up for three. I don't think he got it off in time. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. And we are headed to halftime here on this Halloween Sunday. 20 minutes in the books. The Memphis Tigers lead Lane College 44-23. We're going to talk to Penny Hardaway here in just a second as Penny makes his way over to where we are at half court. And Coach now has his headphones on. Coach, your first half performance, your thoughts?
I'm not happy with the first half. Tried to play a lot of guys and never got a rhythm. Just kind of a lot of self-inflicted wounds. We just have to do better in the second half.
Coach, everybody thinks of you as an offensive guy. You and I have talked. I know you love defense. That run and jump and the pressure was relentless.
Yeah, we have to do that. That's our identity. We got to make them turn it over, but now we got to get buckets. We got to capitalize off their turnovers for sure.
Less combinations will be used in the second half. Or you're going to continue to do what you did?
No, I don't know. I might still do it, but it's an ugly game because we're playing so many guys, and the guys just aren't playing the right way.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
That's Coach Penny Hardaway, his thoughts on the team, and they did look a little ragged. Look, they turned it over 10 times. They did force 23, but the Tigers still have the lead at the break, 44-23. We are at halftime between the Tigers and Lane College. Memphis leading 44-23. As I mentioned, in case you weren't able to be there on Thursday, we want to take you back to the sights and sounds of a special day, the unveiling of the Larry Finch statue. What a great ceremony. Take a look and a listen.
For the 6th year, we're partnering with the Memphis Tigers through our
I want to talk about Larry, the man who was my friend and almost everyone else's friend. Larry was, of course, a great player. He was a great teammate and a great friend. He was also a great coach, and he was also a developer of young men.
What a wonderful man. Came to recruit me, had no father in my life. Kind of took me under his wing, and the way that he recruited me was, boy, you're going to Memphis, or you're coming to Memphis. I said, okay, and I came to Memphis. As I stand on his shoulders every day. I mean, just to try to come in here and try to be great. In my mind, the best Tiger ever, for a lot of reasons.
Over the time that we spent together in those 4 years, he has given me so much in terms of pouring into my life in a lot of different ways. And that's not just basketball, but that's trying to be a good person, being a mentor, talking about life situations, and I'm so appreciative of that.
To come from this small community, a community that raised him and that mentored him, and to come and see a statue in his honor, I thank all of you. I thank all of you.
How you doing, Doc? How you doing, sir?
I'm looking that way.
Oh, that looks nice.
All right.
Looking just
Man, I didn't know what to expect, and when I saw the actual tarp come down and to see that statue, they couldn't have done a better job than what they did. He's shooting the ball, which he loved to do. He's in action, and that's just who he was.
I am elated to see all of Larry's teammates. I mean, just about all of them are here. His players, his former players, and the people that supported him. I mean, the coaches. I mean, it's just a heart-warming experience, and that even the community that we lived in, they were here full force. This is just a great day for me, if not for anyone else.
Well, it was definitely a significant moment. Coach Finch was a special man. I had a great relationship with him, but to hear and see so many players, it's also great to see Miss Finch. I hadn't seen her in several years, but certainly deserving. And I think Elliot Perry said it best. A lot of people had complained about why this hadn't happened sooner, and his comment that day was, hey, the timing is perfect now. And I think he's absolutely right.
With Penny Hardaway,
exactly,
one of the native sons at the helm of the Tigers basketball program. We're at halftime here at FedEx Forum. Memphis over Lane by 21. When we come back, we'll look back at the first half numbers and the first half highlights. Back at FedEx Forum, joined now by the head coach of the Lane College Dragons, the little general, Andre Turner. Andre, your thoughts on your team's performance first 20 minutes?
Well, I think we probably hit it on the head. Talking about the effort. The guys are getting after it. I mean, you can't leave anything out here. Getting on the floor for the balls, they're doing it. It's the mistakes. It's the errors. 23 turnovers in one half it's just perhaps a little bit too many. But hey, we'll fight, and so we're gonna get out here in the second half and see if we keep that fight going, keep the effort going, and then limit the turnovers.
All right, best of luck to you. Great to see you again.
Hey, thanks a lot. It's good to be here. Thank you all so much.
That is Andre Turner, the head coach of the Lane College Dragons, as we are set to start half number 2. And we were talking before we came back from the break that the effort was certainly there, especially the first 4 or 5 minutes. But then when Penny Hardaway can just bring in player after player after player, and you're limited, you already have 3 guys that are not dressing out today, it will drive you crazy as a head coach.
But this tight game and the intensity and, again, the depth that they're competing against will pay dividends in their conference play. And that's why it's very important that Lane and Andre Turner get this opportunity, because his kids will not be intimidated by anybody if they play the rest of the season.
Well, it's twofold. Number one, you get a nice check from the University of Memphis for being their opponent, which you need. Plus, you got that $50,000 from Penny Hardaway, but we showed you in the first half, which was an addition. And then you get, like you say, the experience of going up against a team that right now in the preseason in Division I basketball is ranked number 12 in the nation. It'll be Kelvin Allen Jr. with the inbounds. Lane basketball to start the second 20. And unfortunately, miscommunication right out of the locker room for turnover number 24 for the Dragons.
A little too fast. Once they broke it, didn't have to throw it all over the place. But again, they won't be intimidated by anybody that they play the rest of the year. Nobody.
Lomax drives right by Davis, lays it in, and draws the foul. So Alex Lomax with his first points, and he'll get a 3-point opportunity. Same starters that started the game on the floor for both the Tigers and Lane.
Aaron Davis is just not getting any break. He's been harassed. The offensive end, Alex Lomax able to take him right to the rim. And again, during the regular season, he'll have a chance for a little breather. That is not the opportunity today. He's going to have to go.
Alo missed the final 9 games of the regular season last season and was unfortunately more of a spectator than a participant for the run to the NIT title. But boy, how important is Alex Lomax to this team. He completes the 3-point play. Tigers get the steal. They own their largest lead at 24. Lomax, the extra pass for Bates. Lane has the numbers.
Getting out of control.
But Lomax steals it. He stepped right in front of Anthony Mason. Lomax to Duren. He's out of control.
That's a tough pass for Duren in traffic. Both teams still trying to get comfortable with what to do, and teammates expecting what's coming.
Williams jump stop, and he lays it in.
Simple. Slowed it down just enough, and when you get the ball in that paint area at 6'9", it's going to be easy to get that kind of basket.
Half dozen now for Williams. Pull up by Wright off the back of the iron. Great hustle by Mason, but right to the Tigers. Duren off the feed from Williams, and he slams it down with the alley-oop dunk. That's the power of Jalen Duren, but a great recognition from Williams.
Unselfish play on Williams, and Duren can finish. Wow.
Duren now with 8 on 3 of 5 shooting. Another miss for the Dragons and another rebound for Memphis. Duren this time corrals the rebound. Quinones working baseline, and he tomahawks it down. Just blew right by Chancellor Wright. And we'll see how long Penny decides to go with this lineup, because he's talked about not having the continuity using so many players in the first half. Well, obviously, that continuity is there to start the second half with the starting 5. Timeout on the floor, 18:05 to play in this one. The Tigers have opened up their largest lead as Memphis now leads it by 30, 53-23. John, here's a way to improve your team shooting percentage. Get alley-oop dunks.
Yeah, that's a lonely feeling if you're watching DeAndre Williams and Mr. Duren coming down, and then Lester Quinones with a hammer on the baseline. But again, Memphis defense is just tenacious. They can go deep. They're long. They can get into passing lanes. They're athletic enough where they can, cut off the lanes, and then they can turn it into baskets quickly.
Tigers now 48% from the field after those dunks, but just 4 of 15 from beyond the arc. They have their largest lead at 30. Baseline jumper off the mark there by Marion, right into the hands of Duren. Lomax now a senior, a lot of experience, which is so important for this basketball team this season with a lot of young guys.
Yeah, it is important. Again, with college basketball, the way it's such movement, too much movement. It's rare to have upper level experience like that.
Step back by Quinones off the mark, but look at Bates hustle. Had the rebound, lost it off his leg and out of bounds. It'll be lane basketball. Mentioned the Dragons will open up the regular season November 12th and 13th. They'll play in an event called the Crossover Classic at Union College. It's in Jackson, where they're located as well. Good double team by Memphis.
They just don't give you any chance to relax. And again, you spend all your time avoiding the defense instead of attacking it. That puts you on your heels. Now, granted, when the Tigers get back into Division I competition, that's going to be a little bit different. But if you have control of the shot clock where the opposition's spending 20-25 seconds avoiding you, you're going to win most games.
Duren blocks Wright's shot, and then a full court pass goes to Bates. It actually was intended for Duren. I think it skipped off Duren right to Bates, and the dipsy-do reverse for Emoni. 9 points for Bates. Consensus top 5-star recruit. Teamed with Jalen Duren, by the way, during this past summer in the EYBL circuit. Named to the preseason All-AAC second team, so big expectations.
Again, shot clock now inside 10 and just now looking to score. That time able to finish it off. Anthony Mason, the recipient down low.
Mason now at 9. He leads all Dragons in scoring. Allen has 7. Marion has 6.
Well, Jalen Duren with a good job of sealing off inside. Tigers didn't see him.
Timberlake, they're going to call block. That'll be called on Davis. That was one of those 50-50s. And Earl will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Timberlake on the floor with Quinones, Lomax, Bates, and Duren.
Yeah, moving just a little bit. Good idea by Davis, but Timberlake took it right at him, and Davis was moving at the point of impact. You got to establish yourself in a legal guarding position. You can move, but you can't. You got to be basically giving up ground. Instead, he was off to the corner, and that's why the call was
absolutely. Earl, a consensus 4-star top 40 recruit out of DeMatha High School in Hyattsville, Maryland, just down the corner from the University of Maryland. Started his career at the University of Miami before transferring to Memphis.
Would that be Adrian Dantley and Danny Ferry, also alumni?
Very, very nice.
Yes.
A lot of great stars. Timberlake nearly got the steal, and it's out of bounds off Earl, and he's helped to his feet by his teammates.
Went to different decades there.
I know you did. Your history.
Adrian Dantley, what a player.
Second to none.
What a player. Again, the Tiger defense just relentless. They just don't give you a break. Good effort by Timberlake.
Much better game to this point for Earl Timberlake than last Sunday when he turned it over 7 times, had that bad body language they're going to call Lomax. Closely guarded, they're going to call a foul. These guys know each other, Davis and Lomax. In fact, a lot of the guys playing in this game know each other from their time in Memphis, playing whether it be AAU ball or high school ball.
Just not going to be any let up. Again, look where Lane's having to set up their offense, all way away from the paint area.
Another steal. They triple team Quinones, who kicks it out to Lomax. Halo fortunate that wasn't a turnover. A lot of communication out there by the Tigers. They're going to call Quinones.
Yep.
He ran over Davis after he made that pass, so an offensive foul against the University of Memphis, and we'll have a timeout on the floor at FedEx Forum. The Tigers have hit 4 of their last 5 shots. They've come out, and they're on a 13-2 run to start the second half. 15:40 remains. Welcome back to FedEx Forum. Happy Halloween to everybody. Alongside John Albright, I'm Greg Gaston. The 12th ranked team in the nation in Division I basketball leads the Division II Lane College Dragons 57-25 in exhibition game number 2 for Memphis. We've talked about the relationship between the 2 head coaches, Penny Hardaway for Memphis, and this guy, Andre Turner for Lane. And Andre, of course, his history in Memphis, what he did at Memphis State and in Mitchell High School. Pretty amazing.
Yep, just a tremendous competitor. Again, did such a great job for leading the Tigers, obviously, in 1985, the pinnacle, getting to the Final Four, but he was so difficult to deal with. Quick, could score, very unselfish player. He was a leader. And just a pleasure to be around after practice. I did not enjoy guarding him for 2 seasons in practice, but I'm glad to see he's giving back. He's done a great job. Mitchell High School here, assistant coach, head coach there. Now he's obviously getting a chance at the college level. I think he's going to be an outstanding coach wherever he finishes. But this is a great start for him here at Lane College.
Yeah, both Andre and Penny had so much success as high school coaches. Andre added a little bit longer than Penny, but both taking their talents to obviously the collegiate level. Andre was a terrific professional basketball player. Played a little bit in the NBA, but he really made a name for himself playing professionally around the world, especially in Spain, where he's beloved.
20 years. Still looks like he can play.
Oh, great defense. Nolley with the steal and the putback right under the basket. Nobody around him. 16 now for Landers Nolley II. More pressure. They are relentless, the Tigers are. And nearly another turnover by Davis. Jump hook off the mark by Mason.
That's what you got to do, though. Once you beat the pressure, take it right to the basket. Try to make Memphis pay for their aggressiveness.
Nolley, nice feed to Minott, who just checked in. Count it! And the foul. That's the strength of Josh Minott. He took a little pounding inside, was able to knock down the shot and draw the foul.
Minott's had some nice moments. He has been the recipient of a couple of nice assists from his teammates. But as you mentioned, he's able to get it up in traffic, get a chance for an and one. Good recognition by Nolley to get it to Minott in traffic. Found a way to get the basket in.
Here's a guy who a lot of the NBA scouts right now are looking at and possibly be a one-and-done guy. That's it's far from the equation right now, but Josh has all the skills to be a player in the association one day. They get another steal. And Nolley stripped. He gets it back. Really ragged right now for Lane. And then an alley-oop to Williams. It's like a fight to the clothes rack to get yours right now with the Tigers. They're scoring at will, but talked about Minott and the talent, and Williams gets tangled up with Davis. If you see a Tiger on the floor, it's 90% of the time going to be Williams, and if it's not Williams, Lomax the other 10% of the time.
Quinones not afraid to get down there either.
No, not at all.
But again, from a coach's perspective, you love guys that are willing to sell out and go to the deck if that's what it takes. You appreciate that. That kind of effort is also infectious. When you start seeing teammates willing to get some floor burns, you better be willing to give it up too. Actually, Davis trying to draw the ball, a charge away from the ball.
Is this an officials timeout? I think it is. The officials are going to go over to the monitor and they're going to take a look and see if there was anything flagrant.
Yep.
So got a little testing.
Yeah, they'll take a look and see if there's any flagrant one. Obviously not a flagrant two in any scenario.
just to be sure. Look, it's preseason as well for the officials as they're getting in tune, getting ready to go for what'll be a long season there. You see Don Daly, he is the crew chief.
Yeah, it looks like Davis just trying to draw something away. Now he's got his hands wrapped around him. That's actually going to take. Well, actually, that's DeAndre Williams just draping himself all over Davis.
Yeah, but Davis had his arm around him, and he pulled him down, and that's where they came together and collided and fell down together. I think it's, if anything, Davis pulled him down, but I don't think there was any malicious intent. This guy's playing basketball right there.
But this year, as has been the case in the last couple of years, rough play is certainly something that they're watching.
He's just trying to get through, and he takes down Williams.
Well, it looked like he was off balance going down, and that's where he held on.
Yeah, now we're told they may be looking at that elbow, which I did not see.
Right.
That was Kelvin Allen, and the recipient was Nolley.
Now that may be different.
I think they're going to come over and let us know. All right, so they're going to call a common foul on Tyron Davis. So it was the play we were first looking at.
Yeah,
it was the takedown. It was the Davis takedown of DeAndre Williams.
Nice to be back at midcourt where you can have that communication with the officials. Last year, because of COVID, we were not allowed to do that.
Correct.
So the officials appreciate that. Just came over and said, hey, we looked at for flagrant, not there. And the play we were talking about initially was the one they were reviewing.
So for Davis, he now has 4, and Silver has 4 as well. That's 4 team fouls against the Dragons here in the second half. The Tigers have been whistled just 2 times. Nobody in foul trouble for Memphis. Duren has 3.
Look at the size of the lineup that you're allowed to employ, and Duren's not even on the floor. Wow.
Now they're going to call Davis, and that's going to disqualify Davis. That's his 5th foul. So one of the leaders, if not the biggest leader for Lane, Tyron Davis, has fouled out of this game. That should be 5 fouls.
And that's going to be a real problem now for Lane because he's been the primary ball handler. Just trying not to allow Landers Nolley, who's got 6 or 7 inches height advantage on, to muscle him inside.
Did you think that was a foul?
Didn't look like one. But again, this rough play and physical contact is something they're really trying to do a better job of keeping it, out. Another year where, it's one of the points of emphasis.
Nolley has the height advantage, but coming from behind with the block. That was Marion. He came from behind, and great defense, great help defense by Marion. So DJ Stubblefield has checked in for Lane. There's Silver, great take. He split Dandridge and Minott and laid it in off the window. That's the first points for Justin Silver.
Stubblefield will be the primary ball handler with this group on the floor for Lane. Kelvin Allen can also help.
He actually signed before Andre arrived at Lane. Andre made sure that he evaluated everybody and said, yeah, I want you a part of my roster. There's Dandridge, the beneficiary of a tapped ball that went his way, and he scores via baseline. Dandridge has 4. And look at the reaction there. But Andre Turner, he's not happy, but boy, oh boy, he still has the instincts. Being able to grab that basketball.
Well, he's making points for his team, for games that they'll play in the future. You can't be lackadaisical against pressure, and that's what he's talking about, just a lazy pass. And again, he's making his point. He's going to make his point to his player.
Tigers have their largest lead at 39. Lane up to 30 turnovers. They've turned it over 4 times in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. John Camden now on the floor for Memphis. And they're going to whistle him on the foul. That's number 4 against Memphis here in the second half. So Landers Nolley, John Camden, Malcolm Dandridge, Josh Minott, and Earl Timberlake, the 5 on the floor for Memphis. Stubblefield, Allen. Oh, that one's again an alley-oop that's too high. Marion, Mason, and Silver on the floor for Lane. Tyler Harris will check back in for Memphis, replacing Earl Timberlake.
Now, in league play, these alley-oops that we've seen primarily the errant passes, they won't have to throw them as high because the defenders won't be able to go to that level. So I think their athleticism will play very well for them in their conference slate.
Nolley for 3. Well, Tyler Harris is in the game now. Does that even it out a little bit? Although his vertical is incredible. Right down the lane, the scooping, not the score for Allen, and Dandridge has the loose ball. Harris leaves it for Nolley, hits the pull-up jumper. Landers, again, did not play last Sunday. He has the stroke going. 18 now for Landers Nolley, who continues to be the only player in this game in double-figure scoring. Lead is up to 41 now. 12 make that 13-2 run for the Tigers over the last 3:21. Stubblefield knocked it down. DJ Stubblefield, as you mentioned, expected to be a point guard, a backup to Davis. He's coming off a foot injury. Looked good on that shot. Harris from way downtown. Tigers now 4 of 17 from beyond the arc. To play on this Halloween Sunday. It's been all Memphis, but that was to be expected. Learning process for Lane, no question about it, but also learning about his team more is Penny Hardaway, as he talked to us before halftime. Harris leaves it for Minott, just trying to be too unselfish, nearly a turnover. Minott leaves it for Camden. First points for John Camden. 19 assists now for the Tigers on 26 made baskets.
Very unselfish team. Again, I don't see anybody out there that's not willing to pass it to an open teammate. As you mentioned, sometimes a little too unselfish.
Well, Minott nearly got the steal, and that would have been something. The dunk champion from Memphis Madness. 11:24 remaining in this one. The Tigers own their largest lead. It's Memphis in control by 41 points. Welcome back to FedEx Forum. 11:24 remaining. Memphis by 40. It's been a busy Halloween Sunday for a number of University of Memphis sports teams. In fact, both soccer teams, volleyball, all in action, and so far, so good. Women's soccer knocking off UCF in the American Tournament quarters, 2-0. Volleyball right now leading Cincinnati 2-1. And tonight, right here on ESPN Plus, the soccer team, the men's soccer team versus the Bulls of South Florida. Ten on the shot clock. And a whistle and a foul will be called away from the play, I believe, on Tyler Harris. That'll be the
for flopping, I think, is what they call. I think we got it for flopping.
Wow.
Which is another point of emphasis. They really want to get that out of the game.
I hope they do. I hope they get out of every sport, including soccer.
What about Hollywood?
That is turnover number 33 for the Dragons.
Theatrical performance is still okay in Hollywood. Oh, okay.
Hollywood's fine. Hollywood's fine.
That's appropriate.
Jayden could have let that ball go over the line because it
didn't have control. And that's what the official said. It was tipped. That's right. But he never had control when he touched it.
Nice delivery to Minott. Not that time. Good defense by Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason's played well. Mason 9 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist for the Dragons. Allen, fall away baseline, and he gets the bounce.
Tough shot.
9 now for Kelvin Allen. He's added 3 rebounds and 2 assists.
Well, again, if you're Lane, you're just not going to be uptight playing anybody on your schedule.
Great back tap there by Malcolm Dandridge. And driving the lane was Jayden Hardaway, who gets fouled.
The other thing that Andre Turner and his staff talked to his team last night, make sure you have fun today. This is a great atmosphere. This is a great situation to play here at the FedEx Forum and enjoy yourself. Jayden Hardaway going hard to the basket. Going to be rewarded for his efforts with a couple of free throws. But Andre really talked to the team about having fun, enjoying it. So obviously, be the one of the larger places that most of his kids will get to ever play in and enjoy it. And he also said, make sure that you don't leave anything on the floor. You give everything you have for as long as you can go. And to their credit, they have absolutely done that.
Jayden makes the first. His first points of the game as Jalen Duren checks back in, replacing John Camden. Last Sunday against Owen College in exhibition game number 1 for Memphis, Hardaway had 12 points. Has a nice stroke from 3 as well. Makes both the free throws.
Well, as you would expect, he has a good understanding and comprehension of what his father, head coach Penny Hardaway, wants to do. That's why he gets in a lot of times in situations, because he knows what's expected and goes out and does it. See Memphis just pushing Lane further and further out from where they want to start and really execute their offense.
Under 10 to play. That was a good no-look by Stubblefield to Allen. They turn it over. They get it right back, though. One more opportunity, and it's Nikc Merriweather. Johnny on the spot as he gets the loose ball and lays it in. He now has 8. 72-34, Memphis with 9.5 to play. Minott got muscled off the ball there, and they are going to, I think, whistle silver, and if it's silver, that's it. It won't be silver, though. It will be Anthony Mason. So Mason now, that should be his 4th.
Minott not afraid to go in. Yeah, Mason just too much with the upper body there, and Minott, unfortunately, the recipient of that contact.
17 fouls now against the Dragons here in half number 2. They still have Mason down for 3. It should be his 4th, though, as Minott rolls in the first. Kylan Haywood will make his first appearance for Lane out of Memphis. Played at East High School as a 9th grader under Penny Hardaway, won a state championship, and then the next 3 years he played under Devontae Holmes at East High School. Minott will be replaced by Emoni Bates. Again, Emoni Bates and Jalen Duren both reclassified.
And that means basically that they would be playing their senior year in high school if they had not done that. So physically, still some room to go, but talent-wise, they fit in nicely.
Absolutely, and again, the difference is Duren will be eligible to be a one-and-doner and be ready for the NBA draft next spring, but that will not be the case for Bates. He's 2 years away from NBA draft eligibility. Good ball movement by the Tigers. Dandridge working baseline. Boy, he had it all, and he just kind of lost it at the rim. Harris inside to Duren. Now Hardaway.
Good ball movement by Memphis. Again, very unselfish play. That's good to see when you've got this many guys really vying for so many minutes. Sometimes the tendency is not to be unselfish. That's not the case with what we've seen today. Everybody very unselfish and willing to give it to the open teammate. 20
assists on 27 made baskets. 5 now for Jayden Hardaway, and the Tigers are 5 of 19 from beyond the arc. 77-34. 1 on the shot clock, and they're going to have a shot clock violation. Just no recognition there, especially from Kelvin Allen, who tried to dump it inside to Silver with 1 on the shot clock, and that'll be the 35th turnover against the Dragons.
Good look at Andre Turner. I think he'd like to come out on the court, handle the ball a little bit if he could.
Well, Bates and Duren not on the same page. But Bates comes back and blocks it. Then Duren blocks another one. And then Dandridge slams it, but I think it's going to be a foul, and it will be. And Allen is going to go to the free throw line.
The entire coaching staff standing up worried about Malcolm Dandridge coming down.
Wow, we got a timeout on the floor. A couple of blocks for the Tigers, but it will be free throws for Lane as they trail it by 43.
How about the Tigers' version of having to run the gauntlet? Emoni Bates with the first block. Jalen Duren redirects it. Now let's get a third one. Malcolm Dandridge. Finally, they do call a foul. But that's 3 times that you have to figure out a way if you get it beyond the defense. 6'8", 6'9", 6'11", all taking their turns to redirect your shot.
All with long arms, all tall, all all with good verticals. Of course, Malcolm Dandridge is the healthiest he has been since he arrived at Memphis. His knees are good. You saw that right there.
Yes.
Now, Lane, give them a lot of credit. They stuck with it, and they're going to the free throw line.
Again, in the Division II level, you're not going to see that kind of depth with the athleticism. But to give them credit, as you mentioned, they did not back down. Just as Andre Turner and company had talked about last night to their team, do not concede anything. And to their credit, they have not. But again, you also get a real glimpse at the number 12th preseason team in the country, just the depth of athleticism that Memphis possesses.
Kelvin Allen, 1 of 2. Silver knocks it out of bounds. So that gets Kelvin Allen to 10 points and the first Dragon to reach double digits. Mason has 9 and 8 for Marion. Duren now with 4 fouls. Tigers are led by Landers Nolley, 18 points, only Tiger in double figures.
Lane's going to go in a zone.
Plenty of time on the shot clock, but Bates is going to nail the long 3. Emoni Bates showing off his versatility from outside, inside, his athleticism. Again, he didn't play last Sunday, so this is the first glimpse of Bates for many Tiger fans out there.
I think most people would say we like what we see.
12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 2 for 4 from 3 and 4 of 6 from the field. That's the freshman Emoni Bates. 6 on the shot clock. The runner by Stubblefield. Somehow he got it over Duren.
Silver, nice tap.
Silver, yeah.
Nice steal, and Stubblefield throws it off of Duren. Good hustle by Stubblefield. Memphis with a lapse in paying attention, throwing the ball in, and Stubblefield just hanging around. Was able to come up with it and then throw it off a Tiger.
13th turnover for Memphis. They have forced 35.
Well,
good minutes by Stubblefield.
Yeah, when you got kids playing this hard, down by the margin that Lane is, there are going to be good things that are going to happen for this program. And they're paying attention to what the coaches are saying, and they've got character.
Silver.
Good effort. Bates comes up a little slow.
Silver with the triple, now has 7 points. Lane now 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. Tigers are shooting 30% from the stripe. They're 6 of 20. Looks like Bates is okay. Tigers doubling up the Dragons at the moment by 40. Good take by Hardaway with the left hand. Again, you see how improved Jayden Hardaway is. He now has 7.
Yeah, he also looks stronger.
Yes. A lot of credit to Rob Hornett, the strength and conditioning coach who came over from St. Louis. Long 3 by Allen off the mark, and Duren gets another rebound. Five rebounds now for Jalen. Not that time for Hardaway. Lane has the basketball. Kylan Haywood with the inbounds.
Kelvin Allen telling everybody, get out of here. Don't allow the defenders to stay back. Take them away.
Lomax with a great play as he gets the steal. To Bates. Oh, baby! He left it for Duren between his legs, and Jalen unable to flush it down. What a pass from Emoni Bates.
Wow, that's one that takes your breath away. Didn't finish it, but you just had anticipation. That was going to bring the house down.
Wow. That may have been Sports Center top 10 if he finished that one. Silver had his shot altered, I think, by Bates. Bodies all over the place. And it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow is the Tigers' way, so Memphis will have the basketball. 5:17 to play.
Both teams not afraid to hit the deck.
Not at all.
Outcome not in doubt. Hadn't been in doubt for some time yet. Effort still very good from both teams. Willing to hit the deck. Elbow grease. Ooh. Just timing. But you get a glimpse of some of the things that Tiger fans here are going to get a chance to watch this year. That will be special. Josh
Minott has checked back in, as has the freshman Actually, all freshmen checking in as Jonathan Lawson and John Camden join Josh Minott on the floor alongside Alex Lomax and Jayden Hardaway. Five to play in this one. Memphis in control by 42. The largest lead, 45, and they turn it over. 15 turnovers now against the Tigers. So Memphis up to 49% from the field. Just 6 of 21 from beyond the arc. That's 29%. Shot a lot better last Sunday in the win over Lemoyne College. 7 on the shot clock. Stubblefield's going to have to get something going. Instead, he passes to Allen. Allen uncorks the three, and Minott climbing the ladder for the rebound. Lomax, tough catch and shoot. I was talking with Penny Hardaway before the game, and I said, do you have your rotation set? He continues to say he wants to play 9-10 guys. Great hustle there by Lomax. And he says, not yet. We have so much competition in practice that we're still battling. And again, they won't play their first game until a week from Tuesday. Minott was thinking about hammering that home, and he's fouled by Silver, and that's going to do it for Justin Silver. That'll be his 5th foul. 4:01 to go. Harris will check back in for Memphis. And Andre Turner will have to go to the bench again.
And the Tigers coming right at you. But so much pressure on you, particularly once they get it across half court with the advantage in numbers. Minott, 6'8". Athletic, strong, not afraid to do what it has to do in traffic. Another nice piece. Part of the card game that Penny Hardaway and company are trying to figure out.
Got some new faces that'll enter the game for the first time. First of all, for Lane, Jamarius Horton, a freshman guard from Memphis, also played for Andre Turner at Mitchell. Robert Green is checking in, another Memphian. He played at North Point Christian School. And for Memphis, the big guy, 6'11", 270-pound center, Sam Onu, makes his game debut. He did play last Sunday.
He is a big man.
This just in. Breaking news.
Well, again, that's what a luxury. I mean, you can go 15, 20 fouls deep in that front court. That's just what would be described as the 5 position.
11 for Josh Minott. He's hit 5 of 5 free throws as well. And they're going to call Tyler Harris on a trip there. And that'll be the 6th foul against Memphis, and that'll bring us to a timeout. 3:53 remaining in this one. The Tigers, they have gone on an 11-2 run. They lead at 84-40. Coach Penny Hardaway giving a lot of his players an opportunity today to get out there on the floor, showcase what they have to offer as the Tigers are running away with this one 84-40 in their second exhibition game. But they play for keeps starting a week from Tuesday against Tennessee Tech. We'll have that game for you right here on ESPN+.
Well, again, the luxury of the last two exhibition games today included is it's a dress rehearsal for what's coming up. Again, a lot of games quickly for the Tigers, and again, looking for the combination and the guys that play well together in certain situations.
Camden falling out of bounds, tried to save it, turns it over. And it's stepping out of bounds was Nikc Merriweather. So turnover number 38 for the Dragons as we approach 3.5 to play. Well, that's Onu being unselfish. Again, he has it down low. He has a size advantage.
That's right.
And he kicks it out to the corner.
Again, that's the positive there. And a couple folks in the front row got an opportunity to see what a college basketball looks like up close and personal.
I hope that young lady didn't lose her entire popcorn there. It looks like she handled it pretty well. Big barrel of popcorn. 15 on the shot clock for the Dragons. That's Stubblefield from the corner. And Harris with the rebound. Harris trying to split the defense. The double clutch almost got it to fall. And Camden gets the board, rebounded away from him, taken away by Marion. Down at the other end. Wow! Stubblefield goes reverse, draws the foul. He'll get a three-point opportunity. I'll tell you what, John, DJ Stubblefield has given his coach, Andre Turner, a big lift, and he's trying to battle Davis for those point guard hard minutes.
Nice move by Stubblefield. Going to go underneath, get a chance for a three-point play. But again, he's showing some depth. Aaron Davis, carrying most of the load, but Stubblefield, as you mentioned, has done a good job coming in a forced situation after Davis fouled out.
Connor Glennon will check in for Memphis. He'll replace Tyler Harris. Remember, with only 13 scholarships and 18 players, Tigers have 5 walk-ons, including Tyler Harris, who's not officially a scholarship player. Another steal and a tomahawk dunk by Robert Green. Green, he's a great story. He went to Mississippi State on an academic scholarship, but couldn't play on their basketball team. And so he says, okay, that's nice, but I want to go play basketball. So he joins Andre Turner at Lane. How about that?
Officials are really talking to Jonathan Lawson about just calming down. He's upset about getting stripped and then the rough contact. They're talking to him, just calming him down.
Jonathan, the first player, as we see it again here.
I think he just got teed up.
Look, you expect Lane to play as aggressively defensively as the Tigers have done all game long, and you can't get upset when you're double teamed. So that'll be a technical foul on Jonathan Lawson, and DJ Stubblefield will shoot the technical free throw, unable to knock it home.
Get 2 of them.
Yep, one more. I was talking about Jonathan Lawson, and that one goes for Stubblefield, but his resume in high school, incredibly impressive. First player in TSSAA history, that's the state of Tennessee, to win state championships at 3 different high schools, East, Wooddale, and Houston. The other year was the COVID year where they didn't have the state tournament. 2020 Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year, Class AAA or AA Mr. Basketball. And there he is at the other end. Knocks down the first, gets one more. But it's a learning process. And, of course, Jonathan, his brother Chandler, is not dressed out. There's still some issues with his transfer from Oregon. And their bigger brothers, Kedrick and KJ, both played at one point for the University of Memphis. Didn't play their entire careers here, but everybody knows the story of the Lawson family. Just an unbelievably talented basketball family.
Talent, wealth.
Three-pointer off the mark by Horton, and Camden gets the rebound. Jacobs now in the game for Memphis. Great no-look to Onu, and he got it stripped by who else? Stubblefield. Really good minutes by DJ Stubblefield. That was Tadarius Jacobs in the game.
Well, Stubblefield is doing what you always want to do is show your coach on the floor that you're earning more time. He's making a great case for that situation.
Tigers' largest lead was 45. It's currently 40 as we approach 2 minutes to play. Marion off the mark. Onu gets the rebound. Glennon. Onu, great feed. Wow. Just dunked that thing, right?
Still getting accustomed to the speed at this level.
That's a good pass from Connor Glennon.
Very good. Yep. Very unselfish. It was there.
Three-pointer off the mark from Kylan Haywood. Dragons just 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. Jacobs with an air ball. And wow, Lawson clobbered Jamarius Horton. And they're going to look at this.
Yep.
No question about it.
Yep. Yep. That's not a good look.
The question that they will try to answer is he going for the ball or is he going to knock down the player? First appearance for Jonathan Lawson, did not play last Sunday. Disciplinary reasons, according to Penny Hardaway.
Well, the key here is he making a play on the ball, and that's going to be tough. Goes right through the.
Pretty easy. Flagrant 2 technical foul.
Okay.
Play for the ball.
All right, that was Don Daly.
Not surprised. That's a flagrant 2. So Lawson is ejected. A couple of free throws, and they'll also get the ball.
So not a good debut for Jonathan Lawson whatsoever. Horton at the free throw line misses the first. He'll get one more, and as John said, Lane will have the ball. And he rattles in the second. 1:29 remaining.
Now, if for some reason he wouldn't have been an active shooting, then there would have been 2 free throws in addition. But
exactly.
He was in the mood. He was in the motion shooting already when the foul occurred.
Well, that's Marion. He pump fake, got Glennon up in the air. Glennon commits the foul. Double bonus, 2 free throws for Nikc Merriweather. And we can talk more about Nikc, who's in his first year at Lane. Did play for Andre Turner at Mitchell High School, won a state title in 2016 along with Tyron Davis, and he's the youngest brother of the late Lorenzen Wright. How about that? We've discussed that throughout the broadcast, but...
And again, there's the previous proceedings.
That's number 55.
Yep.
Marion misses both free throws. Tigers have shot the ball pretty well from the charity stripe, 22 of 27. Lane just 8 of 15. So more substitutions with $1:22 to play.
Now here's when you don't want any crazy fouls to get anybody injured. You're still playing hard, and I realize at this point you still want to make your case to the coach that you need more time.
Camden behind the defense, saves it. Now it'll be a breakaway for Horton. He'll lay it in. Tariq Mason in the game, also a Memphian, also played for Andre Turner at Mitchell High School. He wears the number 5. Under a minute to play now. Camden pull up, and that's what John offers this team. He's a really good shooter, spot-up shooter, can create his own shot as well. 4-star recruit out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
And another 6'8", player, long and lengthy.
Camden nearly gets the steal. 9 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Fall away is off the mark by Horton. That'll be Memphis Tigers basketball with 17 seconds to go, and they can dribble it out and end this thing. Tigers winning their first exhibition game last Sunday over Lemoyne-Owen College, 105-57. They won't score as many points or shoot the ball as well, but a lot of positives for Memphis. Meanwhile, for Lane College, it's certainly a learning experience for Coach Andre Turner and his team as the final seconds tick off the scoreboard. And the Memphis Tigers will now get ready for their regular season opener against Tennessee Tech as they win it 88-49 over Lane College.
That's special. That's 2 tremendous Tiger greats.
Kenny Hardaway so helpful to this Lane College team, as we talked about, with his donation of $50,000 right out of his pocket. Lane will get ready to open their season November 12th, 13th at the Crossover Classic, a 2-day event in Union, or in Jackson at Union College. Here's some final numbers from today.
Well, again, the Tigers had their moments shooting the basketball. Again, the turnovers just would jump out. 2-1 in terms of turnovers. Many of those led to Tiger baskets. Their defense was really, really good. They get 22 assists. That's impressive if you're Memphis.
22 assists on 30 made buckets. You got to love that. They also scored 34 points off of the 39 turnovers by Lane.
And there were many highlights for the Tigers. Jalen Duren, again, the dunk in the first half. It was so impressive. Lester Quinones also getting into the dunk party. We talked about the series of blocks, 3 straight rejections, and that's just trying to run the gauntlet. That's tough. Fortunately, Malcolm Dandridge not injured on that play. And there were several nice plays for Lane. Good job by Anthony Mason. And we mentioned Stubblefield coming off the bench due to Davis fouling out. Really doing a good job for Lane in the second half. Nice block by Marion. Again, saw a lot of good things from Lane. Again, Division II team stepping up. Division I, Kelvin Allen somehow finding the range on the baseline, and this is a team that I think will be reckoned with in their conference. Preseason pick, second to last in their division. Don't think that's how things will play out, provided there are no injuries. But again, a lot of good things I saw from Andre Turner and his club.
Allen led the way for Lane with 10. Meanwhile, it was 18 points for Landers Nolley II, 11 for Josh Minott. The Tigers' next game, our next broadcast as well, will be the season opener a week from Tuesday when the Tigers take on Tennessee Tech right here at FedEx Forum. That's November 9th at 7 Central on ESPN+. So for John Albright, I'm Greg Gaston saying so long from FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. Final score, Tigers knock off Lane College 88.